Hi, I'm Adriana Baranek and you're watching the UseWise channel. UseWise is a web platform that we are developing in order to help companies make the easier transition to the cloud. And today I will be talking about how to start your journey to the cloud. What is the easiest way? What are the things that you have to think about? And what advice would be useful along the way? First of all, I would like to say that me, Adria, the group of companies that is building UseWise, we want to be different. We do not want to be a company that is out there just for the profit's sake. We want to be the company that is changing the world. We want to be the place where companies and enterprises can come and get the real advice. And this is why we want UseWise. We do not want to be doing the menial chores 1,000 times in the same way for thousands of companies. We want to have one place where you will be able to come to pay your fee and to get all the services from us. So this shift of focus that we have was brought on by what we saw in these last almost 10 years working as cloud brokers. The main issue when you are starting your journey to the cloud is to really have the internal understanding of what you're trying to achieve with that. If you're just on the quest to satisfy your senior management wish to just introduce something new. Please, our competitors are moving to Office 365, our competitors are using AWS, our competitors are using G Suite, and we have to do something, then please do not do that. Please do not do that until you have the internal consensus of what you want to achieve. Because cloud in itself, it is a very vast term. And it helps a little bit to put some box around the term what cloud is. I have this video on our channel, why private cloud is not really cloud, where I'm talking about how building your private cloud, building your hybrid cloud, whatever, is not really going to bring you those benefits that you're looking for when you're moving to the cloud. And I'm talking about the cloud, I'm talking about the players like Google, like Microsoft, AWS. I'm talking about those companies that really have the technology, that really have the ability to ensure security, that really have the ability to ensure services that can really bring you to the next level of technological awakening, so to say. So when we are talking about your move to the cloud, I'm talking only and exclusively about using those benefits. Unfortunately, lots of companies, when they say we are going to the cloud, they're not, in fact. Maybe they are building their own data center, a new one, because the old one was so outdated that they really just had to discard it. And that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But this is not really moving to the cloud. This is just putting a lipstick on a dead pig. And if you want to do that, please feel free to do that. But what we have seen is this kind of change will not bring you any added benefits. It will bring you huge expense. It will bring you huge electricity bill. It will bring you a huge construction bill. It will bring you lots of things, but it will not bring you the true benefits of the cloud. So that's it. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the cloud. And if you are looking to move to the cloud, so first important thing is to get the internal consensus, what you want to do. And in order to be able to assess what your needs are, a good idea is to make an internal cloud assessment or external. Hiring a consultant to do a proper cloud assessment workshop and have you answer very tough questions is a very good way to go forward. The second thing is to find one area where you can really get the most benefits with as little disruption of the everyday operations as possible. That's not to say that I'm not in favor of doing a big bang and moving all your workloads like tomorrow to the cloud. It can also work, and we have had clients that wanted just that, and we did that, and it can be done. But if you are not under an extreme pressure because of some reason, then you would be best off if you find one area, concentrate on that area. One very typical road forward to the cloud would be exchanging your email server, your on-premise email server with some of the services, software as a service solution like G Suite or Office 365. And what is really important, and I cannot stress this enough, and there is also the video on change management, you need to be aware of how this move to the cloud can really be best utilized if you're not there just to save money. You must invest in change management. So you must invest in making your employees work in new ways, to change their old way of thinking, to change the way that they have always worked before. Because even though you can move to the cloud and say, I don't want anything to change, but that's not the point. The point is that if you are moving to the cloud, then you should want your things to change, because the abilities and the solutions that exist in the cloud are something that human race has never seen, that level of efficiency and productivity as can be achieved in the cloud. And we all like to be in a denial about a lot of things in our life. And I've heard from many potential customers how they are like, okay, we have everything. We have SharePoint, we can collaborate and stuff like that. But that's when you have stuff on premise and you're not using the modern tools, you really just don't have those benefits that you might have. So the cloud assessment, having some sort of internal agreement about what you want to achieve, picking up one area where you want to concentrate, and very important thing is to really learn about the cloud and what is out there in the cloud. And this is where UseWise will be coming in handy, because we want to have a place where you can come and we will have ability for you to either fill out the questionnaire and to be given instantly some of the suggestions, or we will also be developing some agents that you will be able to deploy in your data center, and we will be giving you recommendations on what way to the cloud would be the best for you. And we just simply wanted to make it very easy for you to move to the cloud. We want to make all those questions, all those dilemmas that you might have very standardized and help you make the right choice. Because you might invest 2 years learning about AWS, GCP, Azure, have some people certified within your organization, but unless you're a really, really big organization, unless you have 1 million people aboard, most probably it will be a very big financial expense for you to have all those certifications achieved, and it is very likely that even then you will not have the sufficient expertise to be able to really utilize cloud in the best ways possible. We plan to have UseWise.com up and running this year with some of the services that we have, but until we do, I think that it is very important for companies to find one area to concentrate on. And typical ways would be to start using some of the solutions in the cloud, like for instance, you might want to start using CRM in the cloud, you might want to start using office productivity tool in the cloud, you might want to start using backup and disaster recovery in the cloud. So there are some areas where it might make more sense than others to be starting. What is also very important is to be able to think about the multi-cloud in a sustainable manner. What I'm saying is that just because you have always used software from only one vendor while you were on premise, it's maybe easiest to remain with that vendor and to not look around, but in that case you might be missing a lot. So you have to really consider other vendors, you have to consider services they offer. Talk to as many companies as possible. And if you're hiring someone to do your cloud assessment, you really should find a company that is multi-cloud. So the company that does not work with only one vendor, because the company that works with only one vendor has no other possibility than to recommend that vendor to you. And it is best that you be aware of how important this multi-cloud approach is. And we at Miadria Group, we are very good in combining various cloud solutions, and we know how to do that. This is not a commercial for Miadria Group. We are here, of course. If you want, write to me, adriana@miadria.com, and I will be more than happy to talk to you. The reason why we are building UseWise is because companies really have a very hard time in figuring out what the best way to the cloud is. And the very fact that on internet, the basic infrastructure of DNS and the basic infrastructure of web domains is in a way disconnected from those other services in the cloud, because it started in a different way. And there are some players, both AWS and Google and even Microsoft, they're all trying to sort of put them together, but it's not always very easy, it is not always very self-explanatory. There are some national domains that you have to register with the national providers, with the national registries, and the things are not very easy for companies that do not have vast resources. So how to start your journey to cloud? Cloud assessment, find one area, concentrate on that one area, and think about the multi-cloud. Do not get stuck with just one vendor. Do not think that there is only one vendor in the cloud. There are many vendors, in fact. When I'm talking about Google, AWS, Microsoft, it's like my default setting, I agree. But there's also Alibaba, Aliyun, big Chinese provider. And there is also Cisco Meraki, amazing solution for networking. And there are others. I'm not talking about hosting providers. I'm just talking about the cloud. Your journey to the cloud should start with a very clear understanding what you want to achieve. You should have a very important thing is to have a very influential sponsor within the company, because your journey to the cloud is not just about the IT, just about some guy in IT, like, replacing his servers and having some fun with that. It is about changing the corporate structure in its essence. It is about changing the way in which employees work, and never forget about the change management. So change management is definitely one of the most important pillars of a successful cloud deployment. So this was just a very over-the-top review of how to start your journey to the cloud. There are so many more issues. But if you remember just cloud assessment, multi-cloud, internal senses about what you want to achieve, you will be fine enough. And never forget to learn. Never forget that the cloud is not easy. It's not the same as it used to be, and it will require lots of trainings and lots of learning from your staff. And in the end, we are building UseWise that will make it all much, much easier. And I'm very excited to have this opportunity to be building a solution to help solve all these problems. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to have this platform where I can share my views, and my colleagues can share their views with you. Have a great day, and I will be seeing you very soon. Bye.